Rolling.
And action.
Yeah, my role's pretty. I love producing. I've produced on a fair few productions before. I think the main stress behind producing is location. With actors, you're always going to get actors, and sometimes the quality of the actor can be a stress. Especially with a film like this that's so dialogue heavy and needs a lot of comedy. That's a bit stressful to me, finding really good actors, especially ones of the right age.
Yeah.
But location to me is where it's going to be very hit or miss. It's harder to get good locations when you don't have a budget to work with, and we're working with less than $1,000, which is obviously good for our catering and that sort of thing, and that's another thing I'll need to be on top of. But location wise is probably my biggest stress. Yeah, so I was also a co-writer on the script as well as producing, so creatively I had a pretty big impact there. Brad and I talked a lot about the opening scene especially. So our opening scene involves Francis, our protagonist, driving to a fruit stand and some mishaps happen. Originally, I didn't feel like it was strong enough. So I did a bit of work with Bradley. I sort of wrote my own version, then he wrote his version, I wrote my version, and we sort of did 4 or 5 versions until we found an amalgamation of our two that sort of worked together. So that was sort of my biggest creative role. I've had a lot of creative roles in the jokes as well, looking through the jokes, saying what lands, what doesn't. And I like to think I have a pretty good idea of that, as the whole crew does. We all sort of know what's funny and what's not. So yeah, that's my creative role.
Well, my role is DOP in The Killer and the Monk. So, it's a very much a creative role. There's a lot of shots I need to think of. I got to think about what they mean to the story, and also I also need to make them look, somewhat decent as well. So there's a lot of thought that goes into my role, because I'm in charge of how the film looks, and more importantly, I'm in charge of how it feels and it plays on set. Not even creative differences, that's a bit too harsh. It's more so just like we have conflicting ideas when it comes to how we want to have a shot play in a scene. So say there's a low angle shot of Francis that I've got prepped ready to go, because I want to portray him as powerful and in control of the scene. Bradley might have a different interpretation of it. So even though like the dialogue and like the blocking is all the same, the shot really matters in how the story is told. So getting across that and finding like a nice middle ground where we're both happy with it, I guess is a sort of a struggle, but it's more so just how it goes with like any sort of creative part of a movie in any role, not just DOP. So yeah, my involvement with Bradley, there's a lot of back and forth discussions on how we want a scene to play, how we want it to feel, how we want it to look, the color scheme as well, shot types. So yeah, working with Bradley is a lot of fun. He's really good. He knows what he wants to do, and we're all in the same boat, and we all want to make this, this project amazing. We want to do the best we can. So it's just a lot of back and forth, and it was, oh, here's an idea, oh, here's a better idea, and then eventually, after a lot of discussion, we come up with the best idea, and then we can apply that to the actual shoot.
What do you expect opening of your film shoot?
Well,
Too many cooks in the kitchen, I guess.
Yeah.
We could end up with taking really long to do scenes, and so I guess I'm just really hoping from day one that we're hitting our schedule, hitting our timelines, getting our shots done when we need to.
We're going to be planning the hell out of everything. So just, we're going to have everything down to the last detail. We want to plan out each individual shot where the camera's going to be placed.
Because I feel like, if we have 1 or 2 days where we don't get the shots we need to get done, we're going to start backlogging big time. We're going to have a lot of things we need to catch up on. So
I would expect that the first day,
I'm expecting day one,
it won't go smoothly, but it will go,
we're going to be on time.
Quite literally as smoothly as possible, because obviously there's things on set that jump out, and then there's nothing you can do except you've got to deal with it on the day. Someone might get sick, the equipment might get damaged, but we are going to be as prepped as possible moving into not just the first day, but all the other days of shooting for this movie.
Cut.
Yeah, man.